Thanks for joining us. And we have a guest.
We have a
that
guest.
we're both friends with already.
Alright.
So it's basically like we're at happy hour. This is what's happening.
We just don't have cocktails.
I know. I'm really mad I didn't bring Heineken's or something.
What do you think's in here, guys?
I'm so sure it's water.
Yeah.
Kymberli McKanna is here.
Yes, McKanna.
I asked her how to say it.
It's very good. McKanna.
She's from Texas, so she says McKanna.
Exactly. It's Kymberli McKanna, never Kim, sometimes Kimmy, but McKanna.
Yes.
You nailed it.
Good.
Thank you guys. Can I first say, I'm so grateful to be here. I've been watching every episode and all your clips, and I've
such a champ.
Facebook posts.
You were the first person, I swear to you, you were like the first person to follow us on Facebook. You were like our first page like.
I think I was.
I mean, it might have been Peter and then Kymberli. I'm just saying.
That's fine. I might have been the second, but I distinctly remember like after I watched the first show, I immediately was like, I have to send them a Facebook message and tell them how much I love them immediately.
You did.
Yeah,
You're
it was so
amazing.
sweet.
Thank you. So, for those of you who aren't familiar, we're going to tell you all about her because there are many slashes involved.
She's a multi-hyphenate, guys.
She is a artist of many mediums, let's just say. She is a great makeup artist. Obviously, look at her face.
I mean,
her face is gorgeous anyway.
Stop it,
but
what?
But I kind of was like, I might need you to throw some like warm on my face because I look like a ghost every time.
I love a bronzer.
But I fear that bronzer looks like dirt on me. So maybe one day we'll talk to her about that.
We'll do a whole tutorial. Oh my gosh,
yes.
Kymberli, you need to come on and just
Kymberli,
do Kathy's makeup on. Just do all of it, all of the brushes at once.
You'll be like a mad. You'll be like a mad scientist.
And then we'll be like, before and after. Here's Kathy's dirt face.
Yeah.
Look how dirty I am.
She's gross. It's awful.
No, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. You also are a producer, I know, because I've been in one of the shows that you've produced.
And you were incredible.
Oh, come on. That show was brilliant.
No.
I mean, it was so hard to
do. Tell us about what show we're talking about.
What is the name of it
again?
It's a
show. Well, so it's a Broadway to the Rescue is the name of the kind of, I guess, place that we've created. Like, that's our production name, I guess you would say.
Right.
But all of the proceeds that we do go to benefit the Hope of the Valley Rescue Mission. It's up in the valley. They do incredible work for the homeless. They have, I forget, I'm going to say it wrong, but they have a bunch of different facilities. They have some where they house families. They have some where they house women, and they do incredible work. So we got together in June and did a whole concert called Broadway to the Rescue.
And it was not just like a bunch of singers. It was like dance numbers.
It was
like,
legit. Like, we have production numbers.
Like major dancers there.
Yeah, and we had people sing songs that they sang on Broadway at the show. And I have a little bit of a scoop for you. We're actually doing a Christmas benefit.
Really?
Broadway to the Rescue we have a big long title, but it's basically the Big Fat Christmas
Show.
Show.
Really good at Christmas songs.
Girl, you're already on my list.
I
Come on.
you're in. It's happening.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, but it's gonna be awesome, and it, again, benefits Hope of the Valley.
We're gonna do a duet, and I'm just gonna be like,
no, we're gonna do Jingle Bells. Babs' Jingle Bells. That's one of my staples, and I make everyone do it with me. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bell. Yeah, and we're doing it.
I can just do the hey.
No,
hey.
That was perfect.
The whole thing.
Perfect.
She's so dumb. Anyway,
she's amazing.
But that's incredible. You also have been doing a blog. Let's talk about that.
You guys, I'll tell you what. So I'll start with I was in kind of a weird place with my health. I wasn't in a good place. I was at like the highest weight that I'd ever been. My blood pressure was like kind of terrible. And I was getting ready to have all this stuff done. And I went to the doctor and said, okay, I know that we can't figure out what's wrong. All my blood work, he's like, you're very healthy otherwise, which I was like, yes, I'm healthy. I dig that. But I started reading a book that my parents sent me about called Whole30. And it's basically a program designed where you take stuff out of your diet and then you figure out what's affecting you positively and what's affecting you negatively. So at this point, I was like, I got nothing to lose.
It's like a thing. Like I know several of my friends who've been doing it.
It's been around. Yeah, and it's not, the thing I love about it, it's not like rocket science. Like, you take out gluten, sugar, dairy, booze. Like, it's not, you eat good things. And I just was at a point in my life where I was like, I got to make a change. And I can sometimes get a little distracted by life and whatever. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
What you mean?
Squirrel.
What are you talking about?
Shiny thing. But yeah, so I challenged myself to start blogging once a day with no intentions of ever sharing it with the world. Just I was going to talk about my experience. I have no expertise. I'm just talking about what the hell is going on to me and my body. And so I started blogging, and around 2 weeks in, I was like kind of getting like, they call it the tiger blood, and you're like feeling awesome. I like wrote this big long thing, and my dad was like, you should put this in the world. And I was like, oh, Dad, that's horrifying.
Dad.
He's somewhere crying right now, by the way. Like he's watching. I guarantee you.
Dad.
Hi, Dad. I love you.
Dad. Thank you for making me do that.
But yeah, so I shared it, and it's now been almost 40 days, and I've continued to blog even after the 30 days, and I've gotten the most incredible feedback. People supporting.
Yeah,
and
we
saying,
have a picture of you, I think,
you have a
from your
picture?
blog.
Do you have
that
it?
We stole from your blog.
You guys, 30 days. That's the same shirt, obviously a different pair of pants, but like, I look so much healthier and I look happier. And my favorite comment was my friend Kathy said, "Did your hair get bouncier?"
No.
I was like, yes, that's a non-scale victory.
No. Listen, when I feel like crap, my hair is the first thing to go.
I like, forget about it.
It's terrible. Like
messy buns all day.
Like ashy and like, it's all like grayed out.
Yeah.
Your hair is a tell.
It's
It is a health tell, Eva.
Oh my God.
100%. And if you're hydrated, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's been so incredible. And I started sharing it on Facebook, which was freaking terrifying, basically.
Always
because
terrifying
I'm
to put
really
yourself out
honest about what's going on. It's not scary. It's not pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something that I absolutely had to do. And now I'm down like 21 pounds, which is awesome. But the cool thing about Whole30, it's not about weight. It's about health.
Yeah.
And it's about how things affect you. I've since discovered I can't have gluten. I can't have dairy. So
I was just going to
Hakuna
ask
Matata,
you,
ladies.
because that's what they make you do. Like it's not only that you have it at nauseum almost. Like you like go for it full throttle.
Yeah.
So it's like dairy, and you get to have like a ton of dairy.
Yeah, and so it's like you reintroduce things slowly. And the only things I've reintroduced so far, I allow myself to have a little bit of sugar and a little bit of Tito's gluten-free vodka. Let's be real. That was I missed that one. But
I mean, Tito's
I had
is
like
good.
one, and I was like, woo, let's have a party.
I'm sure you were. Are you like a total lightweight now?
Wait,
Yes,
but
I am. I'm such a cheap date. I went on a date last night.
Can you have caffeine? That's like my biggest thing. Like,
No.
you can't. I'm out.
I'm
out.
out.
Whole30, bye.
Bye, Whole30. Bye.
I drink so much sparkling water. My roommate, it's like a water bottle graveyard. I'm like, I should just, if somebody wants to buy me a soda stream, come on. Like,
yeah, you should
go.
start. You should
Really,
start a
though.
GoFundMe for that. People
That's
would
a
do
great
that.
idea,
Why
actually.
not? Why not you?
Okay.
Everyone else is doing
I
it.
just need $89 or something. Like, I just want to spend it.
You could do it.
But it's
you
been,
save the money so fast on
Yes.
all the bottles you're buying.
I
But-
hear you on not wanting to spend $89 on a bathing suit. Just
Yes.
saying.
But,
Just saying.
but it's so funny. I just feel like I'm in such a different place. And in the spring, I did a play called Bachelorette, and it was all about, my character was all about, they called her fat constantly, and they called her pig face. And what was so fun for me is that you spend the whole show talking about, what a terrible monster this girl is because she's not skinny. And then I walk out fully fabulous, and they're like, well, these guys are terrible. And then she turns out to be the most put together person in the whole show. And I don't know. It took a lot of.
I love that you did it.
It was incredible.
Because you've been doing casting for quite a while.
I have. I started working. I was an actor for a long time, and obviously still, occasionally when the right thing happens. But I started working. I did internships in New York with Telsey and Company. I work with Joy doing casting a lot, and since I've been out here, they kind of call me when they need me. Which is a lot of fun because I've gotten to work on Broadway shows and television shows and such great stuff. And then recently this year, I started casting a few of my own projects, which is, I'm like, somebody wants to pay me to do something I love? That's incredible.
Yeah, that's great. Now I wanted to
fun.
ask you, being on the inside, do you feel that there's like major body resistance? Were you ever privy to those conversations?
Oh, 100%. I think it's so... I think it's difficult because when you're trying to cast a show, lots of times you have a certain person or a certain type in mind, right? But my favorite thing that happens is when people come in and surprise you. And I'm telling you guys, it happens all the time. People come in and they're prepared and they're not maybe what you thought, but they're it. And I remember when I was in college, we were doing a play, and the character that I was like, this is mine, was tall, skinny, blonde, plain. And I was like, oh, no, she's not. And I prepped, and I went in, and the directors were like, oh, well, that's it right there.
Yeah.
And, to be able to change someone's mind, and as a casting director, I'm always open. I don't judge someone before I see them. I want to see them. I want to see what you do, and I want to see your talent because I think that's the most important thing. And, looks are sometimes secondary to me. I think talent speaks for itself, and it doesn't really matter what you look like. If you get up, if you get up and sing like Kathy Deach, and you're singing "The Wizard and I" and bringing freaking tears to my eyes backstage, like she's beautiful, and then this talent comes out, and you're like, yes,
that's very sweet.
That's all you want. You want to celebrate people.
But I do think that, especially out here in Hollywood compared to New York is much more open about having that like change, like that. There's that space that they leave for the wild card, and out here it's like they're doing some kind of math or something. It's like calculus problem. It's like they don't fit in the formula.
But it is true that they do have some flexibility, because look, there are the parts that I have booked. There was a part where when I read it, I was like, this is for a black lady who's in her 50s.
Yeah.
It's certainly not me. No, and I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to just do it how I do it. And I booked the part. And then the part that I booked on Scandal was sexy secretary, and it certainly didn't say plus size sexy secretary. It said sexy, and I was like,
sexy.
I'm doing it. I am going in there and doing it.
Is.
And
So
I remember that
some
episode.
flexibility. Oh,
I was like, yes, girl.
Special.
She's so sexy.
I think those people are special, and hopefully they'll become more the norm.
Well, and my hope is that as I get more and more projects and I can do more things, that I can create more diverse casts and cast people because of their talent and not just because they're a size 4, because I think that's ridiculous, because everyone is so talented.
There was someone who won an Emmy this week. It was like the first time short films got their due, like people on the internet, like web series and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, it was web series, right?
And she totally. Oh, there she is. Hi.
Yeah.
Thank
she is
you.
so
Patricia
cute.
Darbo.
Don't you just want to snuggle her?
Totally want to snuggle her.
Oh.
And she was on a soap. She was on Days of Our Lives forever.
Yeah.
And now she has like a primetime Emmy. It's tremendous.
Go,
so
girl.
I think that there is like room for more people. Like we're seeing people more. You know what I mean?
Right. 100%.
Sure.
So I cross fingers, and of course with the help of people like you who are fabulous.
Oh, please.
We will hopefully get far
fabulous.
fast. We're gonna talk more Fashion Week when we return. I hope that's okay. So stay tuned for our next segment on Plus This. Chris, you're really lucky it's your birthday.
It was his birthday yesterday, and it is so
you're
lucky.
lucky it's your birthday.
Yeah.
We'll edit that in post.
Yeah.
Guys, it's live.
Oh my God.
Live television on the internet.
That's right. But these are cherry velvet dresses, and we love them. And if you want to see what the bottoms look like, go to our Instagram, which is at Plus the Show.
We are going to post some seriously cute photos. You guys just wait and see.
We kind of nailed it.
Because we both have crinolines on for the first time, and we are sassafrassing it up, guys.
There's like dueling cha-chas.
I mean,
it
was like Greece.
It was. We were in Greece.
Listen, I don't want to like brag, but I actually did play cha-cha in summer stock.
I'm jealous of you.
And by the way, you guys go see the dresses are incredible.
I know.
They are
really
so
in person.
cute.
It's like striking.
Oh, you're so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So pretty.
Speaking of fashion.
Yes, good segue.
So gross. Guys, it was Fashion Week in New York. NYFW. That's the hashtag.
Is that really?
Yeah. NYFW, guys.
And hashtag.
And our gorgeous, wonderful, supportive friend, Christian Siriano.
An ally.
Did a high-end line and had 5 plus-size models.
Mixed in with the regular models, which is so great. I think we have some pictures of the models.
Totally
There's Christian.
Look at him.
He's so cute.
Love him.
Just looking all fierce.
I know, so cute.
Okay, but there was an article that we
he did
read,
a little interview with Glamour, and they asked tons of designers also credit the expenses, the reason they can't expand sizing. Where does it come from exactly? And he really breaks it down and says, basically, to have a full-size run, let's say you need a 0 to 16 of every style available would be 9 units. If the collection was 100 pieces, that's 900 pieces. Oh my God. With 900 pieces, you could go out of business in one season. That could be 200,000 to 300,000 tied up. The cost comes from the fabric. Some of our fabric orders are $50,000. Production and sampling, that's the logistics. And someone says, so what's the solve? Being selected in what shapes you think will sell well in sizes above 14? And he says, not necessarily. We are taking a risk. This season is when we make production, and we will make a full-size run of stock. Yes. We will have every size available. That's the goal. So we might go out of business next year.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, bring it.
But we're not gonna let him go out of business.
No, because you know why? Because women are standing around with their wallets in their hand, waiting to buy cute clothes. I did it today. I went searching and I couldn't find a thing.
I know, and we were like begging for someone to give us gorgeous high-end clothes. Like, it's amazing when you hear something. I like want to shake people. Like, where did you get that? Or what is the brand again? Like, I want to know, because once I find, I will be so loyal. People are going to be totally loyal to him.
Totally. And I've been out places where I look super cute, and literally everywhere I go, someone will ask me, "Where did you get your shoes? Where did you get your dress? Where did you get that? Where did you get that? Where did you get your pants? Where did you get your skirt?" Whatever. Like, they are asking because they're hard to find.
Last week at Trader Joe's in my cute little mint cherries dress, I literally, first of all, felt like I was in a 50s movie.
I know.
It was hilarious.
There was
pushing a car.
There was someone in the frozen foods aisle who made eye contact with you.
I was like going with my nail. Like, I was like, what's here? Like, I want a picture taken. But full on, like, 3 people asked me who made that dress.
Yes.
Like, not I love your dress. Who made that dress?
And where can I get one? In my size, please, and thank you.
And you were like, cherryvelvetplus.com.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, you did.
Exactly what I did. And I talked about how they're built and all that stuff. But you said that you were a model in Fashion Week once.
Well, let's call it so I show up to, I get so excited because it's a New York Fashion Week show, and I get booked for the show as a model, even though I've been told that I am too tall and too short to be a plus size model
at the same time.
Literally, like I'm 5'5", so here's a picture. What I want you to see is the background. First of all, I'm painted head to toe. Nobody told me I'd be painted. I thought I'd be wearing clothes. Second of all, it looks like someone's quinceañera is about to happen in the background. Guys, that was the runway. It was in the middle of Koreatown in nowhere. It was the most ghetto thing I've ever done in my entire life. But I was like, but I'm part of New York Fashion Week, and I was so proud. But I just remember being like, this, like the guys like trying to like get in all the crevices to paint my body paint and everything, and I was like, this is my life now. This is
wait a
what I'm
second. So
doing.
were they selling that T-shirt that you're wearing?
No. So it was there was a whole line. I think it was Monique something or other. Forgive me, I can't remember your name. But so they had people in her pieces, and then they had like 3 people painted head to toe. But I was the only plus size person painted head to toe. But nobody told me that was gonna happen. So I just strutted my ass down. I was like, all right, we're doing this.
Did you have shoes on?
I feel like I had like tiny little like heels
Kitten
on,
heels?
perhaps.
But, that's good. You mean you weren't wearing
giant I had to negotiate.
Had to do a scaffolding,
right? I had to negotiate the slip because they were like, "So you're going to be?" I was like, "No, I'm not going to be naked."
They wanted you to be naked.
They wanted me to be naked, and I was like, "Do you have like that?"
Hold up.
Yes, they were going to paint me head to toe.
Wait a minute.
They should have just called me because I would have been
like the artist. Yes,
and they should have called me because I would have made sure you were covered from head to toe.
Yes.
Like and not just like a squiggle.
Yeah, not just like a leopard print. Leopard print.
It was like a paisley. She's like one paisley.
No, it was literally like leopard print. They wanted to do this like this sheet of print, pink and whatever, head to toe. But at the time, that was, 26. I think I was 26, and I was like, I don't know about like I've always been a confident gal. Like, this is my body. Like, deal with it. But I kind of was like, I don't want to be naked, and nobody told me this was happening. Can you find me a slip, pretty please? Thank you.
That's terrible.
It was awful. It was awful. But
and
I
that
was like,
lighting, by the way.
I mean, you guys, and it didn't get better. It didn't get better.
I'm
telling you.
Listen, I have been naked on a stage, but it was gorgeous blue light.
Yeah,
I was in shadow.
And by the way, there was no no elevated run. We just walked down the middle of this, right down the middle of this
of the quinceañera.
Yeah, just at the quinceañera with the streamers,
Christ.
and it was. But I was like, well, I can always say that I modeled at New York Fashion Week.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
You modeled yourself.
You got it.
That's right.
She's like, I was
there.
Like, this is the art.
It was
bitch.
my bush. Just strutting down the runway.
Oh, it was incredible. And I went searching for that picture, and I saw it again, and it just all came flooding back. I was like, oh God.
I love that you found us. I love that you wanted to tell us that story because she did not tell us that ahead of time, guys.
No, I just
we
really
totally just Googled it, and it just came up. We totally were just randomly.
Exactly.
You're like famous New York Fashion Week model Kymberli McKanna.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, somebody else had a lot to say this week during Fashion Week, and that was Tim Gunn. Oh, he did an amazing Washington Post article that he wrote. It wasn't like an interview. Like, he wrote an essay, and it was scathing, and it was like basically for American women, so many women are.
Yeah, there are 100 million plus-size women in America, and for the past 3 years, they have increased their spending on clothes faster than their straight-size counterparts. There is money to be made here, but many designers, dripping with disdain, lacking imagination, or simply too cowardly to take a risk, still refuse to make clothes for them.
Over $20 billion, up 17%.
If I wasn't,
that's how much buying power
If I wasn't framed,
have.
I would stand and applaud that.
I know.
That. It's so
the
true.
article is really phenomenal. He breaks it down. He talks about labels that went under but came back because they serviced Iloki was one of them, and they came back because they serviced the community that was being ignored. He reads Karl Lagerfeld or whatever the hell his name is for saying there should be no curvy women.
No one wants to see curvy women on the runway,
which is obviously the biggest lie
not
ever.
True at
totally
all.
completely not true. There was a bit of controversy, and I felt this way. I was a little ouchy poo when I read it. He had a lot of criticism for Ashley Tipton about her Project Runway collection that won the contest.
Oh.
And he had some choice words. I mean, he kind of felt it was a disaster, and he didn't want to see midriffs, and he didn't want to see things.
Oh, he doesn't want to see Tim Gunn. I'm sorry. It's right here. I'm wearing
and so there is
my crop top.
so there is as much as I love him, and he is such a person that I would trust with anything fashion. Of course, dress me any day. Build something for me. He is a little old school. I think that he wants us to be dressed, but wants it to be a certain way.
Right, and wants it to be classic, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's how he views it, and I think that a lot of young girls want to be dressed like young girls. They don't want to be dressed like a 70-year-old lady in Chanel.
Oh my God, it's I remember going shopping when I was in high school with my mom and just sobbing because we would have to go to the Dillard's women's section and nothing would work, and she would feel terrible and I would feel terrible because we couldn't find clothes that fit. And of course now the trends are coming back and it's the worst, and I went to Target today and I was like, no, it's high school all over again.
What was in high school that you
It's those weird the bohemian tops, and they're weird, and they're boxes. There's no curves, but it's one of those things. It's I'm grateful that it's evolving, but we want to look hot and good. We're hot, and we're allowed to be that way.
And plus size clothing doesn't mean, and that's what our guest last week, Timothy Snell, was talking about.
Amazing, by the way.
He was it's not just make the sizes bigger. You have to do extra work. You have to make a cut that fits a woman's body. And there's all kinds of curvy women. You know what I mean?
Right, because a 16 is different in different bodies. A 16 for someone who's 5'2" is different than a 16 who's 6'0", 6 foot tall. It's very different. So you can't make a straight 16 because the body types are different.
Because not everybody's 5'8".
And that's why designers really are resistant to it, because it takes more work.
Yeah. And by the way, it takes more artistry. And I think that it also takes more investment. You will have to put up more money. But I really believe with us being so in the majority, you'd kind of be an idiot not to get on board with it. So, I mean, Christian obviously made a statement. We're in love with his Lane Bryant line.
Oh my gosh.
You guys, there was I want to say, I wish we had a picture. I thought about it. It's a yellow dress that Danielle Brooks was wearing.
Yes, I saw it.
It made me cry.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
Well, his interview made me cry. His interview was so not a big deal. It was kind of it reminded me of high school kids or even young little kids talking about gay people. Yeah, they just love each other. They just want to be married. That's how I feel. He was just kind of I just included people of all sizes because I've always grown up.
And because that's what people look like.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, I'm from Texas, and everything's bigger in Texas, y'all. It's difficult to find cute stuff, but there's a lot more plus size women in Texas. And in the South, maybe we like to eat a little bit, but it's so frustrating because, I go home and my parents and my mom and my sisters, and, everybody wants to look good.
Yeah.
And it's such a simple concept.
Yeah.
I want to look good and I want to feel good. That's all I want to do.
And that's the thing. In the malls, there's only 2 or 3 plus size stores that you can really go to that have all plus size clothes.
Yeah.
So, but I think that with everyone talking about it, I think people are
Lord
starting to come
Lord
around.
and Taylor also had some plus size stuff that they had at Fashion Week, which is also a big deal.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So I was more in love with some things than others. So, but we'll see. I'm excited to see what's actually in the stores because going online is fine, but sometimes I want to kiki with my girls.
Right? Isn't it so fun to show up and try dresses on and like have a little montage in the dressing room and feel gorgeous?
Yes, it's amazing.
Turn on some Taylor Swift just for funsies? No?
But
okay,
that's okay.
She makes me happy.
You can listen to earphones. I don't have to be a part of that. But
great.
We love having you here.
You guys, it's been a
How do we
pleasure.
find your blog?
It's called With Love from Kimmy, KYMMI.wordpress.com. You can go on my Instagram. It's at Kymmy Mac, KYMMIMAC.
Real cute. You got a cute Instagram.
I'm Kymmy Mac everywhere. I do, it's ridiculous, but I love it. It's so fun. So yeah, please check it out. Send me comments if you want. Like, find me on Facebook. Like, I love to hear, and I know that I'm not the only one who's going through this.
Yeah. And we posted the blog, your first entry on our
It's a good
Facebook
place to
page.
start.
So at Plus the Show, if you want to find it, we did that today.
And just as a disclaimer, the name was not. It was something I started as a practice blog, and then when I started blogging, I was like, I'll just use this one. So my friends are like, what is it called? Is it clever? I'm like, no, not even a little bit.
It's adorable, though.
Yeah.
It's
just sending out positivity and love into the world, and that's what I want to do.
That's what you are. So thank you for bringing your positivity and love here.
It was my pleasure.
We're going to come back with Plus This Bitches when we return. Stay tuned.